Nobody tells you this in school. Nobody tells you this at your first job. And the people who do know it have a very good reason to stay quiet. The system was not designed to make you wealthy. It was designed to keep you spending. And it is extraordinarily good at what it was designed to do. Every advertisement you see is engineered to make you feel incomplete without something you did not know you needed yesterday. Every buy now, pay later button is built to remove the one moment of hesitation that might have saved you. Every bank account that pays you 0.1% interest while lending your money out at 24% is working exactly as intended, just not for you. Every social media feed is curated to show you a life you do not have yet attached to a product that promises to close the gap. None of this is accidental. All of it is deliberate, and most people walk through it every single day without ever realizing they are inside a machine that was built to extract money from them. Meet Ryan. Ryan does everything, right? He works hard, he got the promotion, he upgraded his flat when he could finally afford it. He bought the car that matched the job title. He eats at the places his colleagues eat at. He wears the things that signal he's doing well. And every single month, despite earning more than he ever has in his life, Ryan has less left over than he did 3 years ago. He cannot figure out why. He is not reckless. He is not irresponsible. He is not buying things he cannot technically afford. He is just living the life the system told him he had earned. Ryan is not failing. Ryan is succeeding at exactly what the system was built for. Today, I'm going to show you the traps the system uses to keep ordinary people financially stuck and exactly how the people who figured it out escaped every single one of them because the exit exists. It is just never advertised. The first trap is the one that gets almost everyone, and it is so deeply embedded in how we think about money that most people never even recognize it as a trap. It is called lifestyle inflation, and it works like this. You earn more, so you spend more, you get a raise, so you upgrade the flat, you land the promotion, so the car improves. The holiday gets slightly better every year. The restaurants get slightly more expensive. The wardrobe quietly shifts up a level. None of these individual decisions feels like a mistake. Each one feels earned. Each one feels like a natural reflection of where you are in life. But here's what is actually happening underneath all of it. Your income is rising and your expenses are rising at exactly the same rate. The gap, this space between what comes in and what goes out, the only space where wealth can actually be built, stays exactly the same or gets smaller. I want you to think about someone you know who earns significantly more than you, not a celebrity, not a billionaire, someone real in your life or close to it who makes noticeably more money. Now ask yourself honestly, do they seem significantly more financially secure than you? Do they seem free? Or do they just have a bigger version of the same anxiety, stretched across a bigger set of expenses? For most people, the honest answer is the second one, because income without intention does not build wealth. It just funds a more expensive version of the same trap. The people who escape this trap do not do it by earning less. They do it by making a decision once early that their lifestyle will not automatically expand every time their income does. They keep the flat a little longer than they need to. They drive the car until it genuinely needs replacing rather than until it no longer impresses. They take the raise and they redirect a significant portion of it before their spending has a chance to adjust. Not all of it, not in a punishing, joyless way, but enough that the gap widens instead of staying the same. Wealth is not built in the moments you earn more. It is built in the moments you choose not to spend it. The second trap is the one the system is most proud of because it turns your own social instincts against you. It is the trap of spending to signal. Humans are deeply social creatures. We have always used what we own and how we present ourselves to communicate status, belonging, and success to the people around us. That instinct is ancient and it is powerful. And the entire consumer economy is built on top of it, the watch that tells people you have made it. The neighborhood that signals you're serious, the car that says you're someone worth taking notice of, the bag that communicates you belong in certain rooms. None of these purchases are really about the object. They are about the message. And the system knows this better than you do. Here's the uncomfortable truth about status spending. The people you're trying to impress with the things you buy are largely too focused on their own status to notice yours for more than a moment. The neighbor who sees the new car thinks about it for 30 seconds and then goes back to thinking about their own life. The colleague who notices the watch files it away and moves on. You spent months of savings to purchase 30 seconds of acknowledgement from people who are not really paying attention. Meanwhile, the genuinely wealthy people in the room, the ones who actually have what you're trying to signal, are often the least visibly impressive because they stopped needing to signal a long time ago. They have nothing to prove. The loudest financial performances are almost always put on by the people who can least afford the ticket. The third trap is the one that is most financially destructive, and it is the one the system works hardest to normalize. Debt has been repackaged so successfully as a financial tool as something sophisticated and modern and even clever that most people no longer feel the weight of it. Buy now, pay later makes a 200-pound purchase feel like a 20-pound one. The monthly payment framing on cars and sofas and electronics turns enormous sums into something that feels manageable, even negligible. Credit card minimum payments are designed to keep you paying interest for years on things you bought and forgot about months ago. The system does not want you to pay off your debt, it wants you to carry it because your debt is its income. Here's the mathematics the system never puts next to the buy now, pay later button. The average credit card charges between 20 and 30% interest every single year. The stock market returns roughly 10% in a good year. year. If you're carrying a credit card balance and putting money into investments at the same time, you're earning 10% on one side and losing 25% on the other every single month. You're not building wealth. You're filling a bath with the plug out and wondering why the water level never rises. Every pound of high interest debt you're carrying is a direct drain on your future, not a vague abstract future. Your actual future, the retirement you will either have or not have, the choices you will either be free to make or not make. Every month that debt sits there. It is quietly, efficiently, relentlessly transferring your future wealth to someone else's present income. The rule is this: any debt above 7% interest gets destroyed before a single pound goes anywhere else. Not reduced, not managed, destroyed credit cards, personal loans, buy now, pay later, all of it. One exception only: if your employer matches pension contributions, take the match. That is a guaranteed 100% return on day one, and nothing in the world competes with it. But outside that single exception, debt first, every time, no debate. The fourth trap is perhaps the most subtle because it does not feel like a trap at all. It feels like practicality, it feels like realism. It is the belief that wealth is for other people, that the people who end up financially free either got lucky or started with advantages you did not have, or simply exist in a different category of human being to you. This belief is not random. It is cultivated because people who believe the game is unwinnable do not try to win it. And people who do not try to win it keep spending, keep borrowing, keep feeding the machine. The system benefits enormously from your belief that the system cannot be beaten. Here's what is actually true. The overwhelming majority of wealthy people in the world are not lottery winners. They are not inheritance recipients. They're not people with extraordinary talent or exceptional luck. Study after study of genuine long-term wealth finds the same thing. Ordinary income, long time horizon, consistent behavior, a gap between earnings and spending that was protected and invested month after month, year after year through market crashes and promotions and recessions and life events without panic and without deviation. That is it. That is the whole story. It is not exciting. It is not a hack. It does not involve finding the right stock or timing the market or having a contact in the right industry. It is the boring, consistent, patient application of a system that the majority of people never build because they are too busy living inside the one that was built for them. So here's what breaking out actually looks like in practice. It starts with one decision that sounds small but changes everything. You stop letting money happen to you and you start telling it where to go. You pull up your last 3 months of bank statements and you go through every single transaction, not quickly, properly. You find out exactly where your money has been going because most people are genuinely shocked when they see it written down. You cancel everything you're not actively using. You identify the lifestyle inflation that crept in quietly over the last few years, and you calculate your real number, the actual gap between what comes in and what is genuinely necessary, because that number is the foundation. Everything else is built on. Then you automate the moment your salary lands, your investment contribution leaves, not at the end of the month when you see what is left on payday, automatically before you have a chance to absorb it into your spending. You build 5 months of core expenses into a high yield savings account so that no emergency can ever force you to sell investments at the wrong time, so that no broken boiler or unexpected bill can derail a plan that took years to build. And you destroy the high interest debt systematically, methodically, without flinching. Because every month it exists, it is costing you more than any investment you will ever make. None of this requires extraordinary income. None of it requires perfect discipline or a finance degree or a lucky break. It requires one thing: the decision to stop participating in a system that was not designed for your benefit and to start building one that is. Ryan eventually made that decision. Not after a windfall, not after a promotion, after an ordinary Tuesday when he sat down with his bank statements and genuinely looked at them for the first time. He found subscriptions he had forgotten. He found lifestyle creep he had not noticed. He found debt that was quietly costing him more every month than he was saving. He built the buffer, he destroyed the debt, he automated the investment. And 18 months later, for the first time in his adult life, he stopped checking his bank account with a knot in his stomach. Not because he earned more, because he stopped letting the system think for him. That is available to you right now with whatever's in your account today. This system keeps you poor by keeping you unaware. Awareness is where it ends. If you want to know exactly where to put your money once you have broken out of these 4 traps, I have left that video right up there. Subscribe if you want to keep building. I will see you in the next one.